on the desk. So now guys, with the dais set and the audience all excited, I would like to begin this afternoon by addressing Aggarwala, Dr. Aggarwala, and no one else to address him better than Mr. Partha Sarkar. Loud round of applauses, guys.
Actually, I don't know how to really get started because he is wearing so many number of hats. Perhaps I should be as brief as much I can be possible, but nonetheless some important facets I think I need to run through. Let me put it this way: he is a gold medalist PhD in law and is a designated senior advocate of the Supreme Court. He had been serving as an additional Advocate General of Government of Haryana and Advocate General of states like Punjab, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and Special Counsel and Central Senior Counsel Government in the Supreme Court of India. Now, why this is important? Just a few seconds. I was just asking while coming, with so many assignments and work in hand, how you are able to manage all these things in a one go. He had a very cryptic point. End of the day, having been the exposure of Advocate General and with so many states. So perhaps there is already something which is inbuilt here. So only thing is that I have to just fit into the cases and that's all. Otherwise it would have been impossible for a single brain to keep it all in mind. Now coming back, his current involvements include President of International Council of Jurists, which we are honored with the robe, which is headquartered in London, President of International Commission of Writers, Geneva, Chairman, All India Bar Association. He had been a Vice Chairman for the Bar Council of India. He is the Secretary General of Advocates Association, and most importantly, I think I would have run the scroll entirely day long, still it would not have ended. So just to cut short, he is now the Supreme Court, President of the Supreme Court Bar Association, elected by a record margin. I would say a record margin. It has never happened. And importantly, he won against one of the most stalwarts contestant, Mr. Dushyant Dave. So almost all of us are aware of him because he being holding so many number of terms. So that's a phenomenal achievement, but that's an achievement in recognition of what he is. So I would have just now said that going on and on would really, putting it, we will definitely in our website, in our communications will put through all his achievements. But importantly, just looking at him, he's a man absolutely down to the earth, the man to go. That is very important. Absolutely without carrying any airs. Talking to him, you don't feel, like any kind of inhibition or anything. So that's how I think I can sum him up. And I thank on behalf of you all for his joining us today. Thank you very much.
With that, I'll ask Advocate Nilesh Ojha to kindly felicitate Dr. Aggarwala.
There is a small addition because Indian Bar Association has a women's wing which is very active. So there are two trophies, one by the host themselves and by the women's wing of Indian Bar Association. But so there are two trophies by the these are the two trophies presented by the host and by the women's wing of Indian Bar Association. So, thank you.
I shall now request the man of the moment himself, Dr. Adish Aggarwala, to please come forward and speak a few words about him.
respected brothers and sisters. I am not mentioning the name of any host, any my patron who are assembled here. I don't want to commit mistake because most of you are known, some are just now we have become friends, some are known earlier. There can be any possibility to avoid any mistake. I am really thankful to all of you. And I am really impressed that in spite of heavy rains, all of you have assembled. This is early time in Mumbai, because in Delhi it may be all right, but in Mumbai you sleep late, you woke up late. So you are here in this rainy season, raining. Madam was telling कि today heavy rain. मैंने कहा if you treat heavy rain, then what will happen? So I am so much impressed. Guests are from different communities, different religion, and different professions. Chartered accountants, advocates, company secretaries, budding lawyers, successful lawyers, male and female, all are here to enabling me to see you and talk to you. Partho Sarkar ji mentioned about my positions. I don't deserve for anything. I belong to a rural area. If you will know my background, you will be. I used to work as a clerk of my brother in court. I used to start coming from by train. I was a daily passenger from Rohtak, bringing food for myself and for my brother. Stepping down at this Minto Bridge in near Super Bazaar in Connaught Place. Coming to on foot, coming to Parliament Street Court, where my brother was staying in a chamber. Concrete bed, cemented, and I used to bring food for him and for myself. Doing clerical work and then going to Ghaziabad, taking bus 320 number from Patel Chowk for Sahadra. In moving bus, I used to step down at railway station, moving bus, Sahadra bus, and used to take train for going to Ghaziabad, MMH College. Not taking rickshaw for 25 paisa. On foot.
So basically that can be
Every night, going to college, taking class, and then at 8:30 class is over, then again in night in winter season, coming to railway station Ghaziabad, reaching Delhi station at 9:30, taking puris, aloo puri for 1 rupee, and going by from this station, that train start Punjab Mail. That train then reaching my home, Rohtak, at 12, and 6 a.m. again taking the train. But I have been a firm believer in God. I used to do Hanuman Chalisa 108 daily. And having such power that if I mentioned somebody's name, the name would have been the same which I stated without knowing any person. And God is so kind that a person having that background, today I am not boasting. I am known throughout the world in legal field. I am inaugurating the International Conference of Jurists in London in the presence of the President of International Court of Justice. And the Chief Justice of India will be one side, the President of International Court of Justice will be the other side of mine. And judges, Chief Justices, about 30-40 Chief Justices from different parts of the world, they are in this area. What I want to tell, believe in God. You will not have the same time, neither you will have good time permanently, nor the bad. If you have faith in whatever God, He will protect you. He will give you strength. And this our religion system gives strength to us. Everybody, when we have bad time, सब कहते हैं भगवान जो चाहेगा वो होगा. उस बहाने हम ठीक रहते हैं. इसलिए हमारे यहाँ सुसाइड सबसे कम है. यूरोप में देखिए, अमेरिका में देखिए, डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज में देखिए, they may have better facility, but they can't sustain. If they don't get weekly salary for 1 week, because they have no personal relationship with anyone. I have been the Joint Secretary of Subdivision Bar Association, Rohtak District, Bhadugarh Bar Association. Then I became the Joint Secretary of Rohtak District Bar Association. Then I was elected as Member Executive of Delhi High Court Bar Association. Then I was elected Member Executive of Supreme Court Bar Association. 85% vote. Then second year, 87% vote in Member Executive. That too in 1992 and 1993. Then I became Member of Bar Council of Delhi, Member of Vice Chairman of Bar Council of Delhi, Chairman of Bar Council of Delhi, and Member of Bar Council of India, elected Vice Chairman of Bar Council of India, Acting Chairman of Bar Council of India. And then I became Vice President of Supreme Court Bar Association, defeating sitting Vice President by 480 votes. And then I lost for the presidency to Mr. P.H. Parikh by 2 votes. And Ram Jethmalani was trailing behind me by 23 votes. I got him elected first, Then my main opponent asked him, no, sir, you should please contest. Then he contested, although he told me, Adish, I am not contesting, you contest. Then the same candidate contested. He asked him to contest because he wanted to give an impression that Adish Aggarwala and Ram Jethmalani were together. That's why Ram Jethmalani won. And now both are contesting, so both will lose. Both lost. But I spent 80 lakh. Ram Jethmalani spent 2 crore. And the winning candidate spent 12 crore. Money also has started playing role in our bar election. I lost again by 21 votes. I again lost by 41 votes. I again lost by 61 votes, but never been third. After winning candidate, I was there. This time, I left no stone unturned. I visited all powerful temples of Hindus and Muslims, all Peer. I visited Ajmer Sharif. I visited ये हरिद्वार से पहले जो ये है रुड़की. I visited Panipat. With such powerful peers of Muslims were there. And earlier, you must be knowing, we have Kuldevi. When you pray, in every prayer, in every puja or every religious ceremony, we remember Kuldevi. Normally, people, when birth is there in family, they take the child. When son is married, we take the bride and have puja. This is the normal tendency in our family. Many people don't go. And I can safely say, you were maybe surprised that how a chairman of All India Bar Association, president of International Council of Jurists, and president of Supreme Court Bar Association is talking like this. But I want to give you a message. If you want peace in your family, prosperity in your family, always go down before your Kuldevi, before your Putra. Two things if you will believe, you will have everything in life. If you carefully see, in some families there is no marriage of the boy. Boy is very well settled, girl is very well settled, very beautiful, but there is a delay in marriage. I am giving you tips. Visit your Kuldevi, offer puja. This young child is laughing on my foolishness. But try. Nobody, these Pandit, astrologer will not tell you, but I can tell you with experience. Take a decision that every month or after 3 months I will visit my Kuldevi and think what you want. if it is you are not achieving, beat me. But bow down with respect. Do some sacrifice. You have to undertake pain, because your Kul Devi will be not near your house. It may be 50 kilometers, 200 kilometers, it may be 500 kilometers. So many people are here from Haryana. Their Kul Devi is not here. They have to go to Beri, they have to go to Gurgaon, they have to go their native place. But see the result. What I achieved, this is all their blessings. Your Pitras, you are enjoying life. But you are not giving them food. You are not giving them clothes. How they will? Your own grandfather, great grandfather, they will curse you or not? And their curse matter. I defeated such powerful personalities. Mr. Dushyant Dave. 3 times he won. I defeated the Solicitor General of Modi government, who was, not now. I defeated him. And people who used to say, no, Adish Aggarwala, all candidates used to unite that we have to stop Adish Aggarwala. Only because he has this background. He was a clerk. I was telling my friends, no, he is not from Supreme Court. This used to be their allegation. So I used to ask these candidates who are saying whether their mother given birth in the Chief Justice Court. Adish Aggarwala, the member executive with 85% vote, at a time when they were not in Supreme Court. They were not knowing the name of the spelling of the association. But this time, due to these powers, godly blessings, I am able to defeat by 191 votes. And spent minimum amount because of those Kul Devi and Pitras and all religious. Today, I am thankful that such different from this hall is totally overcrowded. And I have been the Council for Government of India from Rajiv Gandhi time to Modi government, and always resigned when Prime Minister resigned and new government appointed me in 10-15 days. I have been the Additional Advocate General of Uttar Pradesh government of Mulayam Singh. Same time I was the Additional Advocate General of Punjab of Akali government of Prakash Singh Badal, which were totally politically opposed. And this post, Mulayam Singh government, I was holding cabinet minister status. In Punjab, it was minister of state. It was not small. You can't get position of panel council even in your government, for which you have worked too much. And then when I resigned, when Mr. Mulayam Singh resigned, Haryana government, Bhupender Singh Huda, yeah, Buddha, he appointed me as senior additional advocate general. And Tamil Nadu government of Karunanidhi, the father of the present chief minister of Tamil Nadu, he also appointed. 3 states at one point of time. Only that why I given you the background when these kids were laughing, that this is the power. You can get everything, and I'm swearing, I never asked any of the chief minister to appoint me. They themselves appointed me. I'm swearing in the name of God. What I want to convey, if you have the blessings of Almighty, things will come to your feet. Defeating such big people who Ranjit Kumar was Solicitor General of Modi ji. For 5-6 years, I defeated him, defeating Dushyant Dave. And Dushyant Dave is not able to see people because he feels so much humiliated, being defeated by a who used to be a clerk, but clerk of my own brother. Now I hosted a banquet, presidential banquet, on 9th of September. That was the first heaviest rain day in Delhi. Its timing was 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. People thought by mistake this card, there is no mistake, they used to telephone me. Yeah, what is the time? This card says 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. I told this is the correct time. It is no typographical mistake. Because, and I never served liquor. My functions, only people used to say कि आदिश अग्रवाल का तो ये वो क्या होता है लंगर, मंदिर का लंगर होता है, क्योंकि उसमें केवल वेजिटेरियन, पूरी और आलू की सब्जी और एक रायता, एक हलवा, जो तस्तरी भी नहीं होती पत्ते पे। तो इस बात मैंने करा कि उसमें लिखा that separate vegetarian and separate non-vegetarian food being cooked and served. Because people who are non-vegetarian, they never used to come in my party, my function. कहेंगे घास फूस क्या करना है? और separate soft drink and hard drink. And 6,000 people attended from 11 a.m. to 11:30. When that was the day first heaviest rain in Delhi. All roads and this, so many people dialing, sir, कैंसर तो नहीं हुआ? सारा कहीं दिल्ली में 3 फुट 2 फुट सब, अभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट तक पानी हमारा आ गया था. So why I am giving this background? Everything is possible. There is nothing impossible in this country when we go down before God and we really believe them and serve our pitras. Now, Partho Sarkarji told me that I should speak on what topic? Judicial accountability. You See, when I was the Vice Chairman of Bar Council of India, I called a meeting of Bar Council of India members, Chairman and Vice Chairman of the State Bar Council, and President and Honorary Secretaries of High Court Bar Association. I took a decision that the relatives of the judges who are practicing in the same court, they should not practice there, because this is not permitted under our Bar Council of India rules. Why? Because if they practice in the same court, then all clients will go to them. There will be no equal playground. And with great difficulty, I was able to collect the names of 150 High Court judges. That time total strength of the sitting judges of High Court in India was 450. Means 1/3 of the sitting judges were there whose relatives were practicing in the same High Court. Judges were very much annoyed because we were exposing their working. Because as lawyers meet in the evening, our judges also meet. Birthday or some other program, or because they can't mix up so much with the lawyers or general public. So they mix up within their judges. So evening, all judges, the son who is practicing, the wife who is practicing in the same High Court, she is serving this liquor or serving soft drink or the samosas or pakoras and other things, and next morning she is appearing. And we have seen how much income tax return were being filed by those relatives. Somebody yearly 1 crore, 2 crore, and the moment that relative retires, then they are unable to even file income tax return. But no income. Although legally we are required to file income tax return once we have PAN card number, whether it is taxable or not. Even sometimes we may be getting the refund because some of our fees is they deducted this 10% TDS, and if I am not liable to pay income, then something we will get paid. But they don't remember they have to collect also. So that was the situation, and I am happy once we released that list. About 30 judges of the High Court wrote to Chief Justice of India and consigned their Chief Justice of the High Court that kindly transfer us out of this High Court. I sent a list to Justice V.N. Khare, who was the Chief Justice of India that time, that I am forwarding here with the list of 150 High Court judges whose such and such relatives are practicing in the respective High Court. Kindly transfer them, otherwise we will be compelled to take action against the erring lawyers, because we can take action only against the lawyers. They are our subject matter, not the judges. We can take away their license for violation of our rules. So this came in press, all televisions, and so many calls. Once it came on television and listened, because they given chart wise, name of the judges and right side names of the relatives. I received so many calls, 2-3 calls from your Bombay also, 2-3 calls from Chandigarh, 2-3 calls from Chennai, blaming me, Mr. Aggarwal, why you have made public this list? Why you made this list public? मैंने कहा, what wrong I have done? No, you have, issue is correct, but you should have not made it public. मैंने कहा, why? Earlier people used to come to us to get the work done from the judiciary. Now you make it public, now straightway people will go to those relatives. Because our lawyers were also used to, when a client normally asks his own lawyer कि ये पक्का काम कराना है, तो पक्के में तो फिर बात करनी पड़ेगा, खर्चा होगा। अब वो पहले ये वकीलों के अपने वकील से कराते थे, वकील और किसी रिश्तेदार दोस्त के ढूंढ के कराता था, पर जजों का नाम, उनके रिलेटिव का नाम पता चल गया, तो अब वो अपने वकीलों से नहीं बात करते, वो सीधे वहां हो जाते। Now, but situation is totally changed. Earlier, Justice Venkat Chaleya started the system of transferring the High Court judges from one court to another. Why? Because there were allegations that he is mixing up, he is jealous of some lawyer, or he is very supportive of some lawyer. So he started the process of transferring the judges. But today, I can safely say that system is not appropriate. Today, when we have this mobile, we have this WhatsApp. Although WhatsApp says that nobody can keep copy, but I can tell you, WhatsApp talks can also be recovered if our agencies have your mobile. Every chat you may have deleted, to whom you have sent, he or she has deleted. But once if apparatus, this mobile phone is available, everything can be recovered even if it is 10 years old. That's why you must have seen when investigations are being made, police is searching, making this accused or who was using that, where is that mobile, where he has thrown away, in which canal he has thrown, they try to procure. So that all conversation, only this voice, our talks can't be recovered, but written one can be recovered. In this case of Tamil Nadu, Anna DMK, this leadership issue when regarding the party was divided and somebody taken money in the name of election commission, in that all things were recovered. So keep that factor also in mind. Don't think, if you want, if you are doing something, so change your mobile, burn it and use after 1 year another one, and giving you this, so that things can't be recovered by हमारे बंसल साहब is sitting, he may be blaming how they will, because investigating agencies have to collect every information, they have to prove. It is not that accused has admitted that he has committed murder. This is not sufficient. Because in our legal system, today accused is, even in court, if accused is saying, yes, I have committed, that is not sufficient. We have to prove total sequence, how this was done. So, I was saying, now we should not transfer the judges. If something they have done wrong, this is not, we have seen that some judges were being transferred from one high court and being sent to Sikkim. The Sikkim lawyers were protesting. Sikkim is not dumping place. That, oh, if somebody is not suitable, he should be impeached. Once the Chief Justice or the government is aware of the illegal activities which forbid the judge to remain, to act as the judge of the High Court, then only solution is to remove him by impeachment. Not that he is being transferred from one place to another. Now also some judges were being transferred. In Delhi also, one judge of Delhi High Court was transferred to Calcutta. Our Delhi High Court Bar Association and District Bar Association, they went on strike. Judges, if Chief Justice feel that he is not suitable in Delhi, he can't be suitable at any other place. So, we should not transfer the judges. They should remain at the same place where they have been appointed. But if they commit wrong, appropriate action should be taken against them. That is the only solution that we can have free and fair judiciary. Then people will have faith in our judicial system. And I can safely say, if people lose their faith in our judicial system, there will be no democracy. And lawyers will be the main affected section of the society. Lawyers are getting their remuneration, their livelihood, only once people have faith in judicial system. If they will not have the faith in the judicial system, who will come to court? Now there is so much delay in disposal of cases. It should not be. In 2000, amendments were brought in CRPC. In CPC, that the court should not adjourn the cases for more than 2 times. But what we see, we protested initially. I was the Vice Chairman of Bar Council of India under my leadership, because that time in 2002 a judgment came, just Harish Uppal case, Captain Harish Uppal. 5 judges bench given a verdict that lawyers have no right to strike. Because, and they said that a resolution of the Bar Council or the Bar Association asking the lawyers to go on strike should be thrown to dustbin. That came on 17th December 2002. I was the Vice Chairman, and next day we were going on nationwide strike on 18th of December 2002. Judgment pronounced in morning. Press people came to me in Bar Council of India asking that Supreme Court has passed this order, whether the lawyers of India will go on strike tomorrow after the judgment. I told yes, they will go on. where they asked, you have not received the judgment. मैंने कहा, we have not received the certified copy, but we are aware. My lawyer was there. We are fully aware the judgment has been passed. But then they asked whether this will be not a contempt of court. Once Supreme Court has passed and the judges, five judges bench passed this order, and you say if we will go on strike. I told we will go on strike and there will be no contempt of court. They asked why. मैंने कहा contempt of court is only when a judgment can be implemented. If a judgment saying something which can't be implemented, from whom you expect that it should be implemented, and so how we can implement when it can't be implemented? When we have given nationwide strike call 2 months before, and that time we were not having WhatsApp. Even if today I want to send a message to all lawyers, I can't. I told we are not in a position to implement this order of the Supreme Court because I don't have any infrastructure by which I can communicate to my lawyers brothers who are 100,000 lawyers, 10 lakh lawyers, कि उनको मैं सबको बता दूं कि स्ट्राइक नहीं करनी है। ये तो हम चाहते नहीं। अगर चाहता मैं कि स्ट्राइक नहीं करनी है तो भी मेरे पास ऐसा हिसाब नहीं है कि मैं सबको कम्युनिकेट करूं। इसलिए स्ट्राइक होगी and there will be no contempt and there is no jail which can keep 10 lakh lawyers. So I always tell judges should pass such orders which can be implemented. There had been one judge, I forgotten the name of judge who was in Gujarat High Court. He was not promoted. Not promoted means he was not appointed, elevated as a judge of Supreme Court. Only on the ground that he is legally very sound, very intelligent, but he was not practical. Judges have to pass order keeping in view the entire situation. Not just they have to see what will be having the impact of the judgment in the society. Whether our security agencies, land order keeping agencies can control the situation or not. You have seen when judgment of Ram Janambhoomi came, Chief Justice Gogoi called the Director General of Police of Uttar Pradesh, held a meeting with him and asked him, if we pronounce the judgment of this Ram Janambhoomi issue, whether you can, things will remain under control. Your forces are everywhere who can control the situation. When he told, yes, things are under control, our forces are at relevant position, they can control whatever situation may be, then the judgment was pronounced. So judges have to see what time. Judges have been given, there is a National Judicial Academy in Bhopal where our law teachers, they are teaching them, High Court judges, how judgments have to be timing. They have to think rationally. They have to see the interest of the country, not mere that no, this a person is entitled, we should pass this order. No, we have to delay. Sometimes knowingly that things will be not in our control. So judges should be very firm. They should not adjourn the cases just mere because Adish Aggarwala or some other bar leader is appearing and he is praying that my Lord kindly grant time. they should be equal, they should give treatment to every lawyer equally. Only then our legal system, people will have faith in this, otherwise there will be delay and delay. Now what you are seeing, the municipal corporation, when they have to collect this municipal house tax, property tax, areas from public, they are giving it to Mussalman, some private companies. They are not filing recovery suit. They are saying you recover and take 50%, 40%. Like banks, they are not filing suit initially. They are giving some, now recovery agencies are there, they will telephone the borrower and they say भाई तुम्हारे वारंट हो जाएंगे, तुम्हारा ये हो गया, हम आ रहे हैं, तुम्हारा घर को ले लेंगे, दुकान को बंद कर देंगे, ऐसे they are recovering. But who is the loser? Not the judges. Judges will get their salary. Our lawyers are being affected because people are not coming to court. They are settling their dispute in outside. So, in our, there is a Prime Minister also want to bring drastic changes. The present Chief Justice of India, Justice Chandrachud, also want to bring drastic changes. He has a long tenure. He knows his father was having the longest period. And a judge or chief of judiciary is for longer period, he or she want to do something which will be good for the society. He has a vision. Whoever is going to become Chief Justice of India, they always think how to do during my time what I should do. He has brought he is making Supreme Court paperless, which is a welcome step. Although people like us who are in old generation, it becomes difficult for us to have our paperless office. But Supreme Court is becoming. They are giving training to our lawyers, advocates on record. So that wastage of money, keeping record itself is a problem. Because so bulky files retaining, you see courts, record room, what is the situation? If somebody sit in that record room for a week, he will have the mark. क्योंकि old files उसमें से वो निकलता है, तो time is changing. We have also, although it may be difficult for people like us who are aged ones, we have to also learn. And we should cooperate with the judiciary. Judiciary should also cooperate, only to a limited, not that 10 times I'm asking for adjournment and they are granting. I wrote that minimum there should be 6 months tenure for the Chief Justice of India. If somebody is not going to be holding this position for 6 months, he or she should not be appointed. We have seen Justice Lalit, he became Chief Justice. But he could not enter the official residence of the Chief Justice of India. But he could not hold. He proposed some name, he wanted, but other members have not permitted him. See, a Chief Justice should do something. So minimum 6 months a Chief Justice should have. And there should not be any transfer when we are making Chief Justice of the High Court. He or she should be from the same High Court. Earlier, this system was started that Chief Justice should be sent when we are promoting a Chief Justice, he should be sent to other High Court. But now what we have seen, total system is changed, working is changed in our society. If I want to approach any judge while sitting here, within 5 minutes I can talk, or I can send my friend to his house. Today it is not difficult. Every time in Delhi you have to go within after 15 minutes you have one flight from Mumbai to Delhi. Any part you can reach in 3 hours, and not even on mobile WhatsApp. So, but if a Chief Justice is from outside his own High Court, he is unable to properly function. He has to be totally dependent on other local High Court judges. Because he is outsider, he don't know what reputation Adish Aggarwala is having, what is his background. And in the collegium, the Chief Justice of the High Court has to suggest the name, and other 2 judges of the High Court, senior most judges, they have to object or concur. Legal position, the other are not supposed to suggest, although practically they are suggesting, but as per procedure, the Chief Justice of India will propose and others should agree. How a Chief Justice who is from outside that High Court can suggest a good name? Adish Aggarwala may be good today, but I may be hailing from a family of smugglers, rapists, or anti-India forces. Recommending itself is bad if you are recommending a person of that background. So, but if you have a local High Court Chief Justice, he knows everything because he worked in that High Court for 10. First of all, he worked as a lawyer, then he worked as a judge for 10-15 years, then only he is becoming the Chief Justice of the High Court. He will effectively control, have administration of all district judiciary, lower judiciary, outsider, only committee, 7 executive committee or appointment committee, all local judges will be deciding, and he will be just a rubber stamp. Just what they recommend, he will sign. He should be playing a major role if he is a local High Court judge. Regarding, there should be more appointments directly from Supreme Court advocates in High Courts also, not only in Supreme Court. Why I am saying, sometimes when this proposal comes, the local High Courts oppose. Oh, if a lawyer from Delhi is being appointed in Bombay High Court, our one judge, local lawyer who can be appointed, he will be deprived. We should not think in that. But that lawyer will be also from your Maharashtra. Not that Adish Aggarwala who hails from Haryana, I will be appointed here. Supreme Court advocate has the opportunity to go through the judgments of the High Court because he is preparing SLP arising out of the judgment of the High Court. He has seen, he is reading. A lawyer, local lawyer, I was the Counsel for Government of India. Without reading the judgment of High Court, I used to write, I am forwarding here with the judgment dated such and such against the government, and this is a fit case for preferring an appeal without reading. If I say this is not fit, then something else will be presumed, that I have been approached by the petitioner in that case. That's why I am saying he not to appeal. This is not fit case for preferring an appeal. So, lawyers of your state practicing in Supreme Court, if they are being given opportunity to serve your High Court, then you will be also not having any ground, any grudge. Oh, he contested election against me. If he becomes, then he will be prejudiced against me. Or he will be giving preference to his supporters. That aspect, our brothers and sisters in the High Courts, they should consider this. Because he will be more neutral. Because he has not opposed or supported the local bar leaders. What happens here, so time. I always see that it must be, I must have crossed the time granted by Partho Sarkarji and Nileji. So brothers, I am so much thankful to all of you, and forgive me if you may have felt for my little information which initially I given to you, but that was in good interest, for your interest, and you will ultimately feel that will be useful. These all what I talked later on, these are not useful, these are informations, but not useful. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Aggarwala. That was a lot of things for us to take in. Personally, I am a believer that you can learn things from anyone. There is always something that you can take away from people. But Dr. Aggarwala is here to demonstrate that there is literally one person who can give you so much to take away. So thank you so much. In fact, from your speech, sir, I did also realize this was a very deeply personal speech. You also explained your experiences from the time you started your practice. And that is something that I believe is very inspirational, not only to delegates who are already into the practice, but also people who think they would want to practice in any time in future. That coming from a position of power is not the only way to achieve what you have achieved. So thank you so much for all your information. With that, I would also ask Dr. Aggarwala if you can please come ahead and felicitate our dear panelist, Advocate Nilesh Ojha. Advocate Adish Aggarwala, guys, is an ace advocate practicing before the Bombay High Court and the Supreme Court. Personally, he is my mentor and I look up to him every single day. He is also an activist who fights for rights of people, and I'm sure everybody would really appreciate all that he has contributed. Up next, I'll request Dr. Aggarwala if you could please felicitate Advocate Partho Sarkar. Again, like Advocate Nilesh Ojha, Advocate Partho Sarkar is also an ace advocate practicing before various forums in this country. He has achieved significant milestones in his practice, and we all look up to him. we also need to appreciate the cheerful nature of Dr. Aggarwala. Right. I would request Advocate Partho Sarkar if you could please felicitate the other panelists, the other special delegates that we have in this event before us. I would request Advocate Dipali Ocha if she could come forward and if Advocate Partho Sarkar could please offer a memento. Advocate Dipali Ocha, guys, I'm sure you are aware of who she is because she's been a very popular figure in the recent times during the dreadful COVID-19 pandemic. Advocate Dipali Ocha has done stupendous job in spreading awareness about tackling COVID-19 pandemic. She has been acknowledged by various sources across the globe. She has also raised her voice towards the United Nations organization and the facts that those were withheld by those organizations, and effectively worked towards the people's development. I would also request the panelists on the dais if they could felicitate Advocate Nikki Pokar. Advocate Nikki Pokar is the fulcrum of today's events, guys. It would not have been possible without her contribution, efforts, day and night of working. And she has been doing a stupendous job in making this program a huge success. So, huge round of applause, guys. Up next, I would like to take this honor to felicitate Advocate Ghanshyam Upadhyay. Perhaps he epitomizes the philosophy of the late Martin Luther Jr. that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. I shall now request Advocate Partho Sarkar to felicitate Advocate Ghanshyam Upadhyay and present him with a memento. And finally, I would like to request Dr. Aggarwala to felicitate Advocate Subhash Jha, who I must tell you is a well-known figure in the legal industry. His calm demeanor and disarming smile, coupled with his piercing arguments, have won him many accolades amongst his peers. I would now like to call upon stage Advocate Vijay Kurle, who is perhaps recognized in the society and in the legal fraternity as the suffragette of Anath Mokanath Dinanath. As for the have-nots, he has always been a nasiha and the people look up to him. So Advocate Vijay Kurle. Thank you so much, sir. I would now like to call upon stage Advocate Ishwarlal Aggarwal. Advocate Aggarwal, as I have known him for so many months now, that he is an advocate who practices for the rights of the people. As others on the dais, he is also an ace advocate and has many accolades on his name. So I would like to be thankful for everything that he represents. Thank you, sir. I would now like to take this opportunity to also call upon stage Senior Advocate Tushar Shah. He is the advocate for PMLA. Thank you so much for your presence, sir. It does mean a lot to this event. I would ultimately also take this opportunity to felicitate yet another crusader for our fight for justice, Advocate Rajesh Panchal. Advocate Rajesh Panchal, if you could please come on to this stage. Thank you so much to the dignitaries and also to the panelists for helping us share this award. Throughout this award felicitation, it just popped up to me that every single advocate, every single litigant, every single citizen of this country ultimately aims for what? It aims for serving justice. And it is really grateful that we are sitting in front of this expert panelists, that we get to learn so much and we get inspired every single day. I would also like to take this opportunity to felicitate Advocate Shivraj Gunge. If he is here, if you could come forward for the felicitation. Thank you, Advocate Gunge. Your presence also means a lot to us.
One thing I can safely say, I have attended more than 20,000 functions in different parts of the world. And the tea or little snacks are also being served here. But there is a pin drop silence from the gathering. Otherwise, who are sitting, ये मेरे को तो ये तो वो इतनी आवाज आती है, मैं कभी राव नहीं करता कि बीच में ये चाय पानी चले. But this is the first place I've seen on this earth.
Speaking of justice, I think it's very important that activism plays a very important part in serving justice. For which I would like to call upon stage Advocate Ghanshyam Upadhyay ji. If you could come and please say a few words on how advocacy and activism are inseparable and are part of the same body. Loud round of applause, guys.
First of all, I would like to thank Mr. for organizing this kind of program. I was discussing with my senior Mr. Jha that we should keep on organizing this kind of program. Otherwise, there will be occasion for lawyers to meet like this, to discuss the things on subject. It is very rare things. We can meet for some function like program organized by the bar, but that will result in just enjoying the things and in different way. But this is a program where we can discuss, debate, and can do something for this legal profession and for the society. I was very shocked when Mr. Aggarwal, this was told to me also earlier by some members, even by Mr. Jha also, that when there is election of the bar association, then huge money are spent. And now Mr. Aggarwal certified that by saying that he himself had been member of various associations, that his opponent spent 12 crores of rupees, and he spent something 80 lakhs something, and then Mr. Ram Dhalani 2 crores. I am telling you, this is not something we should be happy on this. This demonstrates the extent of corruption in our system. We lawyers, if we are required to spend money for winning the election, it demonstrates that there is nothing fair, nothing on the merit. Therefore nowadays, bar has become completely spineless. The members, the president of the bar association after being elected, I have found very rare. I have not seen even any president of the bar association, any bar association, fighting for the cause of the lawyers. Once they become member of they will just start pledging the judges. They will try to give and take policy. They will do nothing against for the members. So therefore, we should stop this kind of practice. And what is the position of legal profession today? We blame the judges. I also blame the judges. But please don't forget that we members are responsible for this kind of things which we are facing today. Just now, for about judges, I can say with certainty, if 1,000 lakhs comes on the street, everything can be completely, completely fine, everything. There can be huge reform in the entire system. But unfortunately that is not happening. There is no unity among the lawyers. So far this activism is concerned, a lawyer, I am telling you, a lawyer is one man army himself. If a lawyer has knowledge, courage and honesty, he can change the entire system himself. And we have been doing that. We have been doing. Almost we all were sitting here, we do this kind of things. We are not afraid of anyone. But at the same time, just see, we need support also. Support from the clients, from our own members, from from society. Unfortunately, that is not happening. And nowadays, lawyers have become like a beggar. Just see, this profession of law has become a profession of beggars. I never go for mentioning a matter in queue. When was it mentioning the matter, go the condition of the High Court, in the High Court, Bombay High Court. Lawyers in the queue like they are beggar. You can see like jail inmates having katora in their hands for at the time of this their breakfast, lunch and dinner. This is the position of lawyers. Lawyers are required to stay in queue like this, and judges are taking left, right, center. But we have all become spineless. We are not doing anything. So we should be blamed for first. And so far this reform is concerned, if lawyers come together, then we can compel the entire system, even government, even judges, to do the things on right path. But unfortunately, we are not able to do it. But now, since we have got, we are now together. We are creating a team, and let us hope for the best. And so far, this now Mr. Aggarwal spoke something about judicial system in the country. I am telling now, this country is failing because of the judicial system in our country, because this judiciary. Just see, according to me, if I am allowed to take interview, I can say with certainty, if I am allowed to take interview, I am saying that 60% judges of the High Judiciary, even High Court, will not clear the interview. I am telling you. This is the time of qualification. So in terms of this, I am telling in the terms of this knowledge is concerned. Second, I am saying in the terms of honesty, integrity. We know, everyone here we know what kind of integrity they are having. Mr. Aggarwal spoke about something that relative of the lawyers, judges, practicing the same code. He described an incident. I think that must be one incident, rarely I think. But every High Court is rampant. And every High Court, judges of the relatives of the judges are not only practicing, they are practicing, their practice is very roaring. Within few years of their, coming to profession. And it is completely open. If you raise a voice, you will be victimized. But at the same time, if you come together, I am very hopeful that we come together. We can set the things right. But for that purpose, we need to organize this kind of program, come together and fight the things together. And if, just see, you can say the freedom of this history of our freedom movement in the country. Most of the freedom in fighters were lawyers. They brought the change. If I about this country, in Pakistan, there is no democracy in the Pakistan, you can see it. But you must remember that few years ago, when there was Chief Justice Chaudhary, correct? He was very, I think, very powerful, very fearless judge. He did something against the government when there was Parvez Musharraf. Parvez Musharraf disliked him and he sacked him. Then lawyers of that country created a movement up to that extent that ultimately he was brought back. This is the power of lawyers. The same thing we cannot do here. We can do it very well. But unfortunately we are not doing it. So let us just, I have to say so many things, but there are other members also who have to speak, so I want to conclude this. Let us keep on meeting like this together. Let us fight it together. And I think days are not very far away. We can change the things. And I have suggested just now the theme of the judges. I am saying very clearly. Sorry, the skin of the judges has become very, very thick. I am saying skin of the judges has become very thick. So therefore, what I see, we want to bring the change. only way which I am suggesting. The laws will start coming on the street like, that country where it is happening now, Joseph told me there, Israel. This is the only way to change the entire system. We can compel the government also. We have got many suggestions. For example, as Mr. Aggarwal said, just see, take a system, how corrupt this system is, how you can say corrupt or how there is fault in the system. So I am practicing in Bombay High Court. If tomorrow I will become judge in the Bombay High Court. There is a system of this country. A person is practicing the same High Court. He appointed to the same High Court. He retired there from itself. Suppose suppose tomorrow if I become a judge, can any of this member who was very close to me, Mr. Jha, Mr. Ojha, Mr. Aggarwal, Mr. Parzalkar, they cannot approach me. I will be judge, High Court judge for you, for them, but not for them. I will be junior of Mr. Jha, even then also. You can call me over a phone, Mr. Pate just do something in this matter. I will apply to do it, and this is happening, I am telling you. Mr. Ojha can call me. So therefore, first and foremost thing should be, a person who is elevated to the High Court, he should not be allowed to practice in the same High Court. Should be transferred from the first day to other High Court. And secondly, all the High Court judges should be transferred, they should be always on transfer like on the line of IS/IPS. The things, just see what they say, that nobody will come for accepting justice. Everybody will come. The person having intention to serve the country, to do the justice, they will come. Whether IPS officers don't join IS/IPS forces. So this is just only justice. So we have to fight for all these things. And unless until we fight, we will get nothing. And ultimately we will be victimized and we are being victimized. So therefore, let us fight together. Let us keep on meeting like this. And I am again thanking Mr. Ojha and his team to organize this kind of program. And we hope that we can meet again very soon in some other program like this only. Thank you. Thank you very much.
To acknowledge a few of the dignitaries that I might have missed earlier. So I would like to take this opportunity to call upon stage Mr. Pankaj Bansal, who is the additional superintendent of the CBI. I would request Advocate Adish Aggarwala to participate. Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to take this opportunity to call upon stage Advocate Gauri Chhabariya. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your presence. And also, Quasi-Judicial Member of Maharashtra State Commission. Your presence is highly noted and we are glad to have you on this evening. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I would like to take this opportunity to call upon stage Advocate Suleimani. Your presence is widely acknowledged and we thank you eternally to having you on this event, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I'd like to call upon stage Advocate Pratap Ghosh. Thank you so much, sir. Your presence is acknowledged and we are grateful to have you on this evening, sir. so much, sir. I'd also like to call upon stage Advocate R.J. Singh, the President of the DRT Bar Association. We acknowledge and deeply respect your presence. Thank you for your presence, sir. Taking this opportunity, I'd like to call upon stage Advocate Ravi Jadhav and Advocate Himanshu Patil, who would want to felicitate Dr. Aggarwala. Advocate Ravi Jadhav and Advocate Himanshu Patil are juniors of juniors of Dr. Aggarwala, and they would like to personally felicitate him. I would like to call upon stage Mr. Chetan ji for felicitating him. They represent the Vasta Foundation, and I would like to call them upon stage to be felicitated to felicitate Dr. Aggarwala. I am eternally thankful for every single person from the audience to come here on a Saturday afternoon and make this event a grand success. I am obliged to have every one of yours attention for the whatever 2 hours time that we had spent here. I am sure everyone must be a little hungry, and I can understand you are getting the smell of the food that's right next to you. I am sure Dr. Aggarwala has a few words to say.
Not true, but just wanted to add one thing. Normally when I travel in the night, next day I sleep. He is traveling every day, almost last 4 days. He is catching a flight at 6 a.m. morning. Of course, he is, I think, 65 years young. 67 years young. For last 4 nights he is traveling. I said yesterday, sir, you may like to sleep for a few moments after you arrive. Why sleep? What is the point? So tomorrow I am going to Chennai. So, and then next day I am going to fight a case. So don't worry. So I think some really got it. And I'm really grateful that he is with us today.
From this side, who has not worked, they will come from this side and will go from this side.
जितना हो गया वो छोड़ कर
इसको फोटो कराना है ना, पहले अपना कैमरा दूसरे को देख के पहले के पास बोलना नहीं होता, वो तो मैं किसी में आ रहा है, ये तो मशीन चलती है ना, तो पहिए कुछ करते रहते हैं।
I would like everybody to keep the round of applause going and please come forward one by one. हाँ बोला बोला. चलेगा चलेगा do it. Ladies and gentlemen, we also acknowledge the presence of Advocate Mahesh Vaswani. Ladies and gentlemen, we will also like to acknowledge the presence of Awaken India movement and all its members in this event. Thank you so much for being a part of the society and everything that you contribute to.
Where is the event? He's in the hall.
Advocate M.V. Bharadwaj, we would like to request you to come towards the dais. I would also like to request Mr. Rohit Bora to make it to the dais, please. I would also like to request Mr. Sudhanya Mukherjee to make it to the dais, please.
don't you like that? Right,
Mainly property and commercial insurance. And read Sumit for challenging the law. What revenue laws should actually and judges also do this. They also like be humble. Bar association.
appointed as a judge of the High Court, and next day onwards we have to tell them, my lord. So they suddenly become my lords. How they become my lords, how a judge is appointed in the High Court, and these are the very people who then travel to the Supreme Court of India, itself is shrouded in mystery. We have three wings of, in democracy, we have got three pillars rather of democracy. Judiciary is only one of those three pillars. The other two pillars are executives and legislature. Now, all the three pillars of democracy have been defined, their work, their functions, and they are not supposed to encroach upon another's domain or where they are supposed to function, but that seldom happens. And we have seen that our judges, in the name of delivering judgments, keep on creating laws as if they are the lawmakers. Now, making law is certainly not the function of either the High Court or the Supreme Court of India. It is the legislature. If it is a state law, the state legislature. If it is the central law, then the Parliament makes the law, and not our Supreme Court judges. But over a period of time, because the government has been weak or the government did not know how to react, they thought that the judiciary is so important organs, and they did not object to the judiciary encroaching slowly and steadily upon the field which was meant for the legislature, the lawmakers. And therefore we find this is the problem. But let us see how a judge is appointed in the High Court. You will be surprised to know that 60%, we have got a quota of 60%, 40%. So only 40% of the judges are drawn from the lower judiciary. Say, for example, if you are a judge in the city civil court or a judge in the district court, then only 40% of those judges will find their places in the High Court, respective High Courts. Whereas 60% of the judges are direct appointees. Say, for example, myself, Ghanshyam Upadhyay, Pooja, Vijay Kurle, on my left, they are all practicing lawyers. So, if you have got the pull, you know where to contact, whom to contact, and how these appointment takes place. I mean, at least speaking for myself, I never tried to venture into that area, or none of us possibly. And therefore, we are this side and not that side, my Lord's side. So therefore, now, and therefore these are the people. Now 60% of the judges will be drawn from the bar, members of the bar. Now who decides that? We have a system of collegium. Now what is collegium? Three senior most judges of each High Court. The Chief Justice, and next to that 2 more judges. Next to that and next to that. These 3 judges will form a collegium. The collegium then recommends the names of the prospective candidates. Say, for example, if I like the face of this lady sitting here, or the next, or this man is beard, I find that he is a very handsome boy. Let us take him as a High Court judge. So the collegium then recommends the name to the Supreme Court of India's collegium. Now what is collegium in the Supreme Court? The Chief Justice of India and the 4 more judges, they form collegium. So 5 judges, then they scrutinize the names which have been recommended by the collegium of the High Court. And then after scrutiny, I wouldn't know what is the mechanism. Say, for example, 3 judges in the High Court. How do they scrutinize? What is the mechanism? Why only certain names find place in the list to be recommended to the Collegium of the Supreme Court is always shrouded in mystery. Now, what is the mechanism? Unless until you have the third eye of Shiva, Lord Shiva, to know which candidate they should be recommending to, we find Justice Dipankar Datta, after he came during the COVID, he was appointed as judge of the Chief Justice of Bombay High Court. He with his son and his family drove down all the way from Kolkata to come here. And within next 3 months of his coming as the Chief Justice of Bombay High Court, he recommended a name of some 12 or 13 lawyers to be made High Court judges. Now tell me one thing. How does Justice Dipankar Datta know within the next 3 months, that too during the time when COVID had created havoc in this country or the world over? How does he have access to all those lawyers seeing their performances? And that these are the very lawyers who are to be recommended to the Supreme Court of India. So therefore, the 60% and 40% itself is a flawed system. Why the judges, ours is the only country in the entire world where the judges appoint judges. Nowhere in the world it happens, and there is absolutely no transparency. Now a constitution bench sometimes back in S.P. Gupta's case had said, categorized that there has to be 13 parameters which a judge should meet. Now, those parameters are required to be satisfied to qualify yourself to be a judge of the High Court. Now, how many of those parameters, all these judges who find their places ultimately in the High Court and they will be appointed in the Supreme Court of India? None, according to me. And what happens if those parameters are not followed subsequently? Say, for example, one of those parameters of that a man should be of unimpeccable character. If he has been of unimpeccable character, supposing before his appointment, and he does not remain so, then what happens? Where is the accountability? We have not made our judges accountable in this country. So the first flaw in our judicial system with which our judiciary is inflicted with today is the very appointment system. So this appointment system has to be done away with immediate effect. Now what is the solution? The solution is very simple. Now fortunately we have got perhaps whatever studies I have made about the former prime ministers. I have seen many of them except Jawaharlal Nehru and onwards, Indira Gandhi onwards. I have seen almost all the prime ministers, they are functioning. We are today possibly the most dynamic prime minister that we have in the country. Now under his leadership, if this doesn't happen, when it will happen? So the present government or the government whosoever comes in after 2024 must come out with a legislation or may come out with a formula that henceforth there shall not be any appointment by the 60-40% quota. The biggest strength of the collegium is the appointment. They encroach upon the appointment and then they control everything. Now they are the one who decides what kind of, ultimately judgment is what? Judgment is nothing but perception. If I am a judge, Mr. Ghanshyam Upadhyay or Vijay Kurle sitting on my left or Nilesh Ojha, if we are the judges, we may have different perceptions. Or we may have the similar perceptions to decide on an issue of, say for example, corruption in judiciary. Our judgment will be different. But if the judges on the other side, they may have different perceptions and they may not find that there is anything wrong with the present system. Judgment is not a mathematical precision. It is not 2 plus 4, 4 plus 4, 8 or 8 plus 8, 16. If I have to explain, see how this is how a judgment is written. I will, if I have to, you just stand for a minute. You turn your back. Okay. Now this gentleman is sitting here right in front of me. Now you can sit, take your place. See, if I have to write a judgment about this man, I will explain to this man in a different manner. I will explain, if I have to write bad about him, I will write bad about him, and this is how I will write. So I say, look at this man. This man is in such a noble profession, but look at his hairstyle. Look at his hairstyle, look at his beard, as if he's in some music company. So there is no seriousness. It sans seriousness. It lacks seriousness. Seriousness is nowhere around him, nowhere near him. If I am to write good about this man, and this is how, believe me, friends, a judgment is written. This is my perception about this man. Said, well, as I look at the simplicity of this man, he was so engrossed in his profession, he did not bother, or he did not get time even to go to the barber's shop and have a This is also judgment. This is also judgment. And both the judgments will appear to be correct. Absolutely correct. So this is how a judgment is written. And so therefore it all depends on what kind of judges we have in the judiciary. Now judiciary, in my assessment, I have never seen face of the judiciary which I have been seeing, witnessing in the last few years. As I have said, you friends, close to 40 years of my experience at the bar, having traveled to different parts of the country, having appeared in number of high courts, including the Supreme Court of India, and possibly, let me take a pride in saying that possibly I am the only lawyer who has been practicing in Bombay High Court and has got more than a dozen reported judgments on different topics, different subjects of the Supreme Court. So that apart, but look at what I have seen, what I have witnessed, and this has nothing to do with anyone. The kind of inefficiency, incompetency, and corruption with which today's judiciary is inflicted with. It was not that they were all flawless. No, there were flaws, but not flaws of such a nature, such a magnitude, corruption of such a magnitude. It is an open dacoity today. We see it, something which used to be happening in secrecy perhaps. It's no more a secrecy, it is an open secret now. Everybody knows that what is happening. And unfortunately, and I do not agree with Mr. Aggarwala, what he said with respect to his position, which he held in the past and which he is holding now, that the solution to that, why should a judge be transferred from this court to that court? No, he is wrong perhaps on that count. The Supreme Court in S.P. Gupta's case, the second S.P. Gupta's case, had said that there has to be transfer of all the judges in the ratio of 1/3. And why they should be transferred, there is a lot of discussion on them. Why? That they remaining, say for example, if a judge is appointed, and as Mr. Upadhyay has rightly said, if he is appointed a judge today, he has been my junior for a number of years, he can walk into my chamber anytime, he need not to have any appointment. And why he need not even walk to me, he can say that, please, he is my man, get the work done. Not necessarily that I will be doing it for extraneous consideration, money, no. Because Upadhyay has told me, let us do it. A judge, see what is happening to the lower judiciary. A magistrate who is a magistrate in one particular district will not remain magistrate in the same district. He will be required to be necessarily transferred to another district after every 3 years. Why? Because he is a magistrate and therefore he is likely to be corrupt, and because you are a high court judge, you are not likely to be corrupt, or you will not be immune to all the problems with which a human being is inflicted with. Favoritism, nepotism is also one of the biggest problems. Say for example, if I have been practicing in the same high court and I would be knowing a large number of lawyers, so if those, and many of them will be very, very close friends to me. They may be briefing lawyers to me, they must be briefing to me when I was a lawyer with them. So I will have definitely soft corner for them. How can anybody say that no, it will not happen? These are human nature, and human nature is universal, irrespective of he is a judge or he is in any other field. If he is a magistrate or a high court judge. ऐसा थोड़ी है कोई हाई कोर्ट एक ऐसी गंगा है जहाँ पर डुबकी लगाओ और डुबकी लगाने के साथ में आपके सारे पाप धुल जाएंगे, आप ऐसे व्यक्ति बन जाएंगे जो कि इन सारे चीजों से दूर रहेगा. ऐसा तो हो नहीं सकता है. Human nature ऐसा नहीं है. Therefore, the Supreme Court also in S.P. Gupta's case, according to me, was wrong when they say only 1/3 judges should be transferred. Every judge, as Mr. Upadhyaya has said, that once he is appointed from a court, say for example, if he is drawn from, first of all, this collegium system must go. Let their appointment be only and only by way of promotion. Let the government start it. You will find the so-called collegium system, which is a fraud on the judicial system, will be doing nothing, will be rendered redundant. And thereafter you can come out always with some legislation, a strong legislation, and that is legislative command. NJAC is not creation of any government, it is a creation of our constitution. Under Article 124 of the Constitution, the government has to appoint a National Judicial Accountability Commission, Appointment Commission. So therefore this is what was done by the present government in 2014. They came in May, and 2018 they came out with NJAC. This is how our judges will be in the High Court will be appointed. You will not believe, within 6 months, you check the record, I have checked the record myself. Within 6 months of NJAC coming into force, it was struck down by a constitution bench. How? How the matter travels to the constitution bench? It has to travel from 2 judges bench or 3 judges bench, and then they will find that there is some very important question of law involved, and therefore it is required to be referred to the constitution bench. So within 6 months everything happened, struck down, and then within 3 months thereafter a review petition was also struck down. So 9 months, all game over. Allow the lightning speed with which the Supreme Court functions. What happens in other matters? Matters are not taken up. But then there are selected matters which are taken up. It is a case of out of turn hearing. So selected matters find place whenever you decide. So therefore I have said this is perception. If I have to dismiss the petition, I will find ways and means. No question of an act which is created by Parliament. There has been debate, deliberations, discussions on the floor of the House. The bill has been passed by both the Houses of Parliament, and therefore we will not interfere. This is one way of looking at the matter. But if you decide to find fault with the system, you will find 10 faults. You give us any judgment of the Supreme Court, Constitution bench. I will tell you that this is how the judgment is wrong. This is my perception, and you will find that those reasonings which will be given by us will be correct. That you will say that yes, this is right. The Supreme Court was itself wrong. So therefore, friends, I am told that I have to wind up because there are other speakers also, and we have to all hear our friend Mr. Nilesh Ojha on this. Thank you very much for the rapt attention with which you heard me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jha, for your very detailed understanding of how you perceive laws, and we really respect every single word of what you said. With that, I'd like to bring upon stage Advocate Nilesh Ojha to share his views on how to make use of the laws and to make the use of the laws legally in the welfare of and to attain any expeditious justice. So I'll leave it to you, Mr. Nilesh Ojha.
नींद आ रही क्या?
अभिषेक को खड़ा किया तो नींद आ गया.
आज का जो अभी सब्जेक्ट है, जो अभी ओझा यूनिवर्सिटी के स्टूडेंट है, 340 ऑलमोस्ट सभी को पता है. अपना बुक अवेलेबल है, जिनके पास नहीं है नया एडिशन, आप लोग हमारे ऑफिस से जो भी है उनसे आप नंबर ले लीजिए, ईमेल आईडी पे आपको फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट मिल जाएगा। की वेबसाइट पे भी आप लॉग इन करके आपको मिल जाएगा बुक्स। अभी परज्यूरी कंटेंट ये जो है ना, लोग कंटेंट से डरते हैं और कई बार हम एक क्या सोचते हैं कि ब्लेम रहता है कि ये लॉ अंग्रेजों के ज़माने का है, ये प्रॉब्लम हो गया, ये लॉ ही ऐसा है। तो मेरा थोड़ा सा उसमें मतलब अलग ओपिनियन है। मेरा ये कहना है कि तलवार चलाना नहीं जानते तो तलवार टेढ़ी है, ये दोष मत दो। एग्जिस्टिंग लॉ इज सफिशिएंट। अभी आपको परजुरी और कंटेम्प्ट का एक रियल जोक बताता हूँ सुप्रीम कोर्ट का, तो आप थोड़ा रिफ्रेश हो जाओगे। सुप्रीम कोर्ट में एक बार हियरिंग चल रहा था और सरकार के सॉलिसिटर जनरल जो थे वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जज को घुमा रहे थे फालतू का, इधर का उधर, उधर का उधर। तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जज ने बोला, सुनो तुम वकील लोग हमको बेवकूफ समझते हो क्या जज को? तो सॉलिसिटर जनरल ने क्या बोला, सर बोले आपने मेरे को धर्म संकट में डाल दिया। तो बोले क्यों? बोले इसके दो जवाब है, लेकिन दोनों जवाब में प्रॉब्लम है। बोले पहला जवाब, अगर मैं कहूंगा कि हाँ हम आपको बेवकूफ ही समझते हैं तो बोले मैं कंटेम्प्ट कर रहा हूँ। तो बोले दूसरा जवाब क्या है? बोले दूसरा जवाब ये है कि मैं अगर ये कहूंगा कि नहीं हम आपको बेवकूफ नहीं समझते तो मैं झूठ बोल रहा हूँ, मैं परजुरी और कंटेम्प्ट दोनों। तो ये जो है, ये तो बाद में जज भी हंस दिया, ये सब आपको गूगल पे मिल जाएंगे सब किस्से, सारा कोर्ट हंस दिया लाइट ह्यूमर में, वो मामला वहां पर सॉल्व हो गया। तो ये केस का मतलब ये समझाने का जो मेरा तरीका था वो ये था, जो एच.एस. बेदी के केस में जस्टिस मिडा ने संजीव मित्तल, एच.एस. बेदी, प्रोमिनेंट होटल, ये 3 जजमेंट है। इसमें कुछ गाइडलाइंस दी है, अगर वो 3 जजमेंट अगर आप पढ़ लो ना, मेरे हिसाब से जो पेंडेंसी वगैरह जो टेबल टेनिस खेल रहे थे कुछ करप्ट जजेस, दलाल वकील और जो डिसऑनेस्ट लिटिगेंट, ये सब बंद हो जाए। उसको इम्प्लीमेंटेशन की जरूरत है। और मतलब देखिए यहाँ पर सब डाइवर्स लोग हैं, मेंस राइट्स सोसाइटी है, वास्तव फाउंडेशन है, अवेकन इंडिया मूवमेंट है, एडवोकेट्स है, जूनियर एडवोकेट सब है, सबका कॉमन एक ही प्रॉब्लम है। जैसा कि अभी उपाध्याय जी ने कहा, झा साहब ने कहा, वो सबका मतलब प्रॉब्लम कहाँ पर है? वो है इंटेलेक्चुअल डिसऑनेस्टी, बौद्धिक बेईमानी। किसके द्वारा? जज, वकील, लिटिगेंट। जरूरी नहीं कि हर जज बुरा हो, लेकिन जरूरी नहीं कि हर जज ईमानदार हो। वो एक्सपीरियंस हमारे ज्यादा है। दूसरा, वकील। वकीलों के देखिए कोई भी मामला अगर ऑनेस्ट लॉयर है अपोजिट पार्टी का, तो बहुत कम चांस है कि आपके मैटर खींचा जाए। और जज भी ऑनेस्ट है तो अब भी कम चांसेस है कि आपका मैटर। अरे रहता क्या, आपको मैं एक सिंपल एक गौर करो, हस्बैंड वाइफ का केस आ गया या 2 प्रॉपर्टी का जो नॉर्मल केस आते, एक केस आया कोर्ट में, मैं जज हूं, कितना टाइम लगता है सच मालूम करने को और लॉ को इम्प्लीमेंट करने को। वो उसका जो अगर सपोज कोई झूठ बोल रहा है, डिले कर रहा है, उसका सोल्यूशन 340 में है। एक कहेगा ये प्रॉपर्टी का मालिक मैं हूं, दूसरा कहेगा नहीं मैं हूं। तुम्हारे पास में क्या क्या है और अपोजिट में तुम्हारे पास में क्या क्या है। देख लिया इसका डॉक्यूमेंट झूठा है, उठाया, ठीक है ये केस तो करेंगे, पहले पुलिस को इन्वेस्टिगेशन, इंक्वायर, सबमिट द रिपोर्ट। उन्होंने बोल दिया कि ए वाला झूठा है, चलो इसको कस्टडी में लो, पहले 340 में कंटेम्प्ट में इसको कस्टडी में लो, और जो झूठ बोला उसको सुनना ही नहीं है, ये लॉ कहता है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट के पास तो जजमेंट है, प्रॉब्लम कहाँ पर? अभी देखिए कितना दिन लगा इसको, 2 डेट 4 डेट 1 महीना, कितना दिन लगा? अब प्रॉब्लम कहाँ जाता है? प्रॉब्लम जाता है जज की विल पावर में, जज की नॉलेज में। एक आधा जज डफर है तो आप समझो उसके समझ में नहीं आता कुछ। फिर वकील, कई सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कई बार ऑब्जर्व किया, श्रीराम अखबार में सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बोला कि इसमें लॉ छोड़ के जज ने वकील का फेस देखकर ऑर्डर किया है लेडी लॉयर के इंप्रेशन में आ गया जज, उसको डिसमिस कर दिया जॉब से, उसका डिसमिसल अपील किया। तो अभी जैसा कि अभी अपने झा साहब जज बन गए, उनके कोर्ट में मैं खड़ा रहा, अपोजिट में कोई भी आके आर्गुमेंट करके झा साहब नहीं वजह सही है तो ये जो है ना, ये फैक्टर्स जो है, तो ये प्रॉब्लम्स हो गए। जैसा स्वामी विवेकानंद जी ने कहा था, हेनरी फोर्ड ने कहा था, डोंट फाइंड फॉल्ट्स, फाइंड रेमेडी, डोंट टेल ओनली प्रॉब्लम्स, गिव सॉल्यूशन। उसके सॉल्यूशन है, और एक प्रॉब्लम है, ये सॉल्यूशन में एक प्रॉब्लम है। हमको प्रॉब्लम कहा जाता है, ये जितने ऊपर की जो डिसऑनेस्ट है, दलाल है, जिनका सेटिंग है, सब दुकानदारी चल रही है, तो ये करप्ट जजेस, डिसऑनेस्ट लॉयर्स, बड़े बड़े क्लाइंट्स, इनका एक कोठरी बन गया, इनका पूरा एक सिंडिकेट बन गया। अब एक बड़े आदमी ने गरीब की जमीन पे कब्जा कर लिया, या तो एक लड़की है जिसको एक लड़के को फंसाना है झूठे केस में, उसके पीछे ये सो कॉल्ड बड़े पावरफुल पर्सन है, अब वो अपनी पूरा पावर लगाकर उसको झूठे केस में फंसाकर उसको जेल में डालने का पूरा प्लान करेंगे। आप मान लीजिए कि आप में से कोई उभरता हुआ कलाकार या जूनियर वकील उसमें आया, आने के बाद में देखिए लॉ तो किसी व्यक्ति से तो नहीं डिपेंड है ना, और ये जो आंख पे पट्टी बांधी है हमारी न्याय देवता की लेडी जस्टिसिया न्याय की देवी, तो ये पट्टी किस लिए बांधी है? ये इसलिए बांधी है कि जयरा शेख ने बोला सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कि ब्लाइंड फॉल्ट टू द आइडेंटिटी ऑफ द पार्टीज, नॉट टू द फैक्ट्स एंड लॉ ऑफ द केस। यहाँ उल्टा हो रहा है, आदमी देख के फैक्ट की तरफ ध्यान देने का। शो मी द मैन, आई विल शो यू द लॉ। तो आप ये हो गया। अभी वो बेचारा जूनियर वकील पूरा सही है, उसका लॉ सही है, जी जान से लड़ रहा है, नो नो क्या करेगा बेचारा? फिर यहाँ से रिजेक्ट हुआ, ऊपर वाला अभी गरीब बेचारा वो तो नीचे मजिस्ट्रेट में ही थक जाता हो, फिर सेक्शन कौन जाएगा, हाई कोर्ट कौन जाएगा? अगर हाई कोर्ट ने अगर कुछ गलती कर दिया तो फिर तो जस्टिस कर्मन साहब से जैसे वहां पर रह गए, तो फिर तो उसका क्या, फिर सुप्रीम कोर्ट में तो ऐसे डिसमिस, तीसरा सेटलमेंट ओ फुल बेंच, इनका नहीं झगड़ा, बोले 5 बैठाएंगे, आधा दिन भी जेल में नहीं जाना चाहिए, गरीब लोग सुसाइड करो मरो, वो देखेंगे हम अभी नहीं, ये जूनियर वकील लेकर आया मामला, 200 मरे तो क्या हो गया, और वो तीसरा सेटलमेंट को आधा दिन भी जेल नहीं होना चाहिए। तो ये मेंटेलिटी है। तो इसका भी देखिए ये एक्चुअली मतलब इसके फैक्चुअल प्रॉब्लम्स है। और आपको आपके बीच में एक हमारे मित्र एडवोकेट अमित कटनोरे बैठे, इन्होंने वॉइस रेज किया माइटी पावर के खिलाफ में, इनके ऑफिस में आकर इन पे हमला किया, पैर तोड़ा गया, इनका जान जा रही थी, मरते मरते बचे, पूरा खून से लथपथ। मुझे जब फोन आया था तो तब जो मतलब सारे लोग भागे उनके लिए, तो वो व्यक्ति खुद के जान पे खेल। अच्छा क्यों? क्योंकि ये अन्याय के खिलाफ आवाज उठा रहे थे। अब ये ऐसा किसी को डायरेक्टली किसको इनडायरेक्टली जैसा हुआ वैसा साइलेंस करने का प्लान चलता है, क्योंकि आपने बड़े को उनके सत्ता को चैलेंज कर दिया ना आपने, हमारी दुकानदारी बंद हो जाएंगे। तो अब इस प्रॉब्लम को टैकल करने का एक सॉल्यूशन मैं बताता हूं, जो आपके सामने प्रैक्टिकल एग्जांपल बताता हूं। अकेले लड़ोगे तो मारे जाओगे, ग्रुप में रहोगे तो बचोगे भी और लड़ाई जीतोगे। और ये आप सब लोग ये अपने दिल से ये बात निकाल दीजिए, इनको ये माय लॉर्ड भगवान बोलना छोड़ दीजिए। बार काउंसिल में ऑफेंस भी है बार काउंसिल में बना है। योर ऑनर, देखो रिस्पेक्ट बिल्कुल चाहिए जुडिशरी का। अगर कोर्ट का रिस्पेक्ट नहीं रहेगा तो लॉ एंड ऑर्डर नहीं रहेगा, डर नहीं चाहिए। ये अभी इस पे आपको मतलब हमारे वी आर लकी कि हमारे साथ में ऐसे मतलब यहाँ डायस पे बैठे घनश्याम उपाध्याय जी, एक क्लैप इनके लिए हो जाए। अभी क्या है, मैं जज का नाम नहीं लेता हूँ, वो जज भी हमारे मित्र हाई कोर्ट के, लेकिन कोर्ट में वकीलों को गुलामों की तरह ट्रीटमेंट देने वाले हाई कोर्ट जज। फाइल फेंक दिया, ये कर दिया। उपाध्याय सर का बारी है मेंशन का, इनके साथ इंसल्ट तो नहीं किया लेकिन वो डेट को टालने लगे। तो उस ओपन कोर्ट में जो उपाध्याय सर जी ने वर्ड बोले हैं, देखिए हर एक दूसरा ऐसा भी बेचारा जूनियर बोलेगा ना, उसको उठा के अंदर डाल देंगे। लेकिन अगर ग्रुप में 4-5 वकील अगर बोलेंगे तो उसका असर पड़ता है। उपाध्याय जी ने क्या कहा, प्लीज डोंट बिहेव लाइक ए प्रिंसिपल, आई एम ऑल्सो ऑफिसर ऑफ द कोर्ट, आई ऑल्सो डिजर्व द सेम रिस्पेक्ट and I am not here for begging, I am here for getting justice. तो ये ऐसे जो चीजें हैं, ये इंस्पिरेशन मिलता है और ऐसा सब लोग बोलना शुरू कर देंगे। अभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट का खुद का जजमेंट है, जजमेंट की जरूरत नहीं थी लेकिन अब जजमेंट आ गया है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट का चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया भी है तो कौन है, पब्लिक सर्वेंट, लोक सेवक। जब तक लॉ के 4 कॉर्नर में काम कर रहा है रिस्पेक्ट है। लॉ का कॉर्नर क्रॉस किया, आरोपी। आईपीसी 218, 219, 160 ये सब सेक्शन उसी के लिए बना कर रखे। और कोई ऐसा ये नहीं है, कई ऐसे जजेस अरेस्ट हुए हैं, जेल में गए, चार्जशीट है, तो सिर्फ आपका माइंडसेट जरा निकाल लो कि ऐसा कुछ है कि वो बहुत बड़े मतलब उनके खिलाफ कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। अब एक किस्सा मैं और आपको बताता हूँ, प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड जज का जो करेज रहता है। एक ओसवाल्ड का लॉ ऑफ कंटेम्प्ट का एक, उसमें एक स्कॉट्स लॉयर, स्कॉटलैंड का एक लॉयर का एक किस्सा है। तो वो रिविनय चंद्रा में कोर्ट किया सुप्रीम कोर्ट। एक एडवोकेट, क्या हुआ, एक जज ने बहुत ही बकवास ऑर्डर पास करने के बाद में ऑर्डर को चैलेंज किया। चैलेंज करके वकील समझा रहा है कोर्ट को कि ये गलती हो गई, वो गलती हो गई, तुम्हारे जज ने ये ब्लंडर, हिमालयन ब्लंडर कर दिया, ऐसा कर दिया। तो कोर्ट वो हमेशा का अपना स्टाइल, अभी डाइजेस्ट नहीं हो रहा बेइज्जती। तो एडवोकेट को बोला, डू यू डोंट थिंक दैट यू आर कमिटिंग मींस योर एंडेवर इज टू कमिट द कंटेंट? आपको लगता नहीं आप कंटेंट कर रहे हो करके? तो एडवोकेट ने क्या बोला, योर ऑनर, कंटेम्प्ट इज ऑलरेडी कमिटेड बाय द लर्नड जज, माय एंडेवर इज टू कंसील इट। तो तुम्हारे जज ने कंटेम्प्ट किया है, वो कंसील करने को, वो उसको कवर करने को, जस्टिस इनजस्टिस अंडन करने को मैं यहाँ पर आया हूँ ताकि ये जुडिशियरी की इज्जत बची रहे। तो ये इस तरह के वकील जब आएंगे। अब और एक खास बात, हमारे खुद सीजीआई चंद्रचूड़ साहब ने अभी स्पीच में बोला इसके एसी बार काउंसिल के, कि बोले मेरे जो सीनियर थे वो कक्कड़ साहब, वो एक कोर्ट जस्टिस देसाई के कोर्ट में आर्ग्यू कर रहे थे, जस्टिस देसाई छाप रहे थे जूनियर वकील को, तो मैं उनका जूनियर था, बोले मैं बाजू में बैठा था, मेरे सीनियर खड़े हो गए, बोले माय लॉर्ड आई एम हैविंग ऑब्जेक्शन द वे यू आर ट्रीटिंग विद द जूनियर। वो भले मेरे अपोज में खड़ा है, आप इस तरह से उसको बिहेव नहीं कर सकते, वो भी ऑफिसर ऑफ द कोर्ट है, मैं मतलब आई एम फेयरिंग इन माय ड्यूटी। कि ये इस तरह से ये अगर हमारे में आ जाएगा, प्रॉब्लम ये है कि जो लालची वृत्ति आ गई है, मटेरियलिस्टिक बन गए हैं, कि वकील क्या सोचता है, मुझे मेरी केस जीतना है, इथिक्स, मॉरलिटी, 90 में। प्रॉब्लम वहाँ है। अगर ये चालू कर दे कि तब वो इथिक्स है ना, वो क्या है, भाई भी नो हो ये इथिक्स ऐसे प्रेशर के बगैर याद नहीं आते उनको। तो जब ऐसे गलत काम करने वाले वकीलों को सजा होना चालू हो जाएंगी, जजेस को सजा होना चालू हो जाएंगी, तो ये गाड़ी लाइन पे आएंगी। और इसके लिए यूनिटी की जरूरत है। और जैसा मैं बार बार कहता हूँ, सूरज की रोशनी फैली हुई है, धूप दे रही है, अगर उसको लेंस के थ्रू एक जगह कॉन्सेंट्रेट करेंगे तो आग लगा देंगे। तो हम सब मिलके एक एक मिशन लेकर अगर काम शुरू करें तो ये पाप की लंका जलने को समय नहीं लगेगा। और अभी लास्ट जो मैं हमेशा कहता हूं, उस आदमी का मर जाना ही अच्छा जो देशभक्त और खुददार नहीं। ये देश जले मैं कुछ ना बोलूं, मैं ऐसा गद्दार नहीं। सभी को ये गद्दारी नहीं करनी है। हमारे सामने पाप हो रहा है और हम शांत बैठे हैं। हम एक्ट ऑफ ओमिशन, हमारे अकर्मण्य भी जो है उसके भी कर्मों के फल हमको भोगना है। ये दुनिया में सबसे ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम बिकॉज ऑफ साइलेंस ऑफ गुड पीपल देन द वायलेंस ऑफ बैड पीपल। तो इसलिए हम सब मिलकर थोड़ा थोड़ा अगर स्टेप शुरू करें तो बहुत जल्दी, देखो लाइट लगा अंधेरा चला गया, लोग समझदार हो गए, करप्ट जज की दुकानदारी बंद। वो आपको कब तक लूटेंगे, कब तक आपको तकलीफ देंगे, जब तक आपको नहीं समझता। जिस समय लोगों को समझना शुरू हो गया कि ये वकील ने करप्शन किया तो ये वकील जेल में जाता, जज ने करप्शन किया जज जेल में जाता। तो जब ये लोग इस पे और कंप्लेंट करना शुरू करेंगे, अपना वॉइस रेज करना शुरू करेंगे, तब जज भी सुधरना शुरू हो जाएंगे। तो और अगर आप इविल टॉलरेटेड, इविल प्रोपोगेटेड आप सहते जाओगे तो उनका भी अन्याय का पावर बढ़ता जाएगा। तो इसीलिए सबकी बात एक ही चीज पे आती है। और आपको मैं दो प्रैक्टिकल एग्जाम्पल बता के फिर मेरे वर्ड्स कंप्लीट करता हूँ क्योंकि समय कम है अपने पास। एक है अपना अवेकन इंडिया में वैक्सीन का जो चला विषय, आप सबने देखा किस तरह से मैंडेट्स लाए गए जो हमने फिर यूनाइटेडली लड़के हाई कोर्ट से सुप्रीम कोर्ट से कैंसिल करा के लिए, क्वैश करा के लिए। तब तक कई लोगों को लग गया था मैंडेट हटे, हमारा कैंपेन रंग लाया, लोगों ने बूस्टर लेने से मना किया। उसका फायदा ये हुआ कि पूरे जहां अभी रिसर्च क्या आया, जहां ज्यादा वैक्सीनेशन हुआ वहां डेथ्स ज्यादा हुई। हमारे इंडिया में बूस्टर मना किया तो हमारे नई वेव भी नहीं आई, हमारे डेथ्स भी कम हुई वो कंपेयर में। लेकिन जब जिन्होंने लिए थे, अभी जो नए रिसर्च आ रहे हैं, मायोकार्डाइटिस, यंग लोगों में हार्ट अटैक्स आना वगैरह कई प्रॉब्लम आ रहे, तो उनका जो नैरेटिव था, इतनी बड़ी माइटी पावर थी, उनको हम यूनिटी के बेस पे ही हारा पाए। सिर्फ यूनिटी थी, पॉइंटेड इफर्ट्स थे, लॉ था, ये इसका कंबाइंड इफेक्ट था। और हमारे पास भगवान के दया से अभी किसी चीज की कमी नहीं है। दूसरा जो किस्सा है उसके सक्सेस जो आपको देखना है, अवेकन इंडिया मूवमेंट की वेबसाइट पे, इंडियन बार की वेबसाइट पे देख सकते हो। पहले इन्होंने माहौल ऐसा किया था कि वो बोले वो भगवान, वैक्सीन कंपनी वाला, एक बार तो आप भगवान को गाली दे दो, पर उनको गाली नहीं दे कि उनके खिलाफ नहीं बोलने का, वो कुछ भी करेंगे। वो ये लॉकडाउन में 2 लाख करोड़ का प्रॉपर्टी बढ़ गया अगर पुना वाला का, तो और इतना हो गया, खुद बाद में बोलता है नहीं गारंटी नहीं है इससे कोई आपकी कोविड से बचने की, कोई ऐसा रिसर्च कुछ हुआ नहीं है, लेकिन देने का। तो ऐसे सब हमको जो बेवकूफ बनाया गया, कभी वो उसके बाद में हमने लड़ाई लड़ी, जीती, और कई फ्रंट पे हम आगे लड़ रहे हैं। दूसरा किस्सा कल का किस्सा है सहारा इंडिया का। सहारा इंडिया का इतने दिन से चल रहा था, सिर्फ टेबल टेनिस चल रहा था। अरबों रुपए तो कोर्ट केसेस में लिटिगेंट्स के और लोगों के खर्चा हो गए, रिजल्ट कुछ नहीं। अपने तरफ मैटर है, हमने एक ही काम किया सबसे पहले, ये इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है, आप लोग आप इसको आजमा के देख सकते हो। हमने उसमें से पहले निकाला सबसे बड़ा आरोपी कोर्ट, उस समय का सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जज जे.एस. खेर और KSP राधा कृष्ण, क्या किया इन्होंने? कंटेम्प्ट में मैक्सिमम सजा 6 महीना है, सुब्रत राय सहारा को 26 महीना जेल में रख दिया, जितनी सजा है उससे भी ज्यादा। हमने भी उसके सेक्शंस लगाए, सेक्शन लगाकर हमारे ईश्वरलाल अग्रवाल जी ने सुप्रीम कोर्ट लॉयर एसोसिएशन की तरफ से प्रेसिडेंट के पास केस फाइल किया कि ये जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जज ने किया है, जिसको नालायकी बोलते, ब्लंडर बोलते, ये IPC 218, 219, 220 और मिसयूज ऑफ सुप्रीम कोर्ट प्रॉपर्टी, पब्लिक मनी, ये 409, ये सब सेक्शन लगाए, इसके ऊपर FIR रजिस्टर करो। बाद में उसके ऊपर हमने सरकार को बताया कि अब बहुत हो गया, आप इस पे तुरंत एक्शन ले, तो हम लोग हमारे लेवल पे हम इसको लड़ेंगे। आपको पता है सहारा के कितने एम्प्लॉय है? सहारा में 12 लाख एम्प्लॉय है, 13 करोड़ इन्वेस्टर है, उसमें से 3000 लोगों ने सुसाइड कर दिया, ये इनके टेबल टेनिस की वजह से, और फिर भी रिलीफ नहीं। और यहां पर तीस्ता सेडल वार्ड को आधा दिन एक दिन जेल में ना चले जाए, इसके लिए छुट्टी के दिन सैटरडे को एक बेंच बैठता है, दोनों बेंच का डिफरेंस हॉस्पिटल में डाली, कोई बात नहीं, 2 घंटे में रात को 3 जजमेंट बैठता है, रिलीफ ग्रांटेड। तो हमने यही सवाल पूछा कि बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर ने लिखा था, अभी लिखा था नहीं लिखा है, हमारा आर्टिकल 14 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन क्या है? इक्वलिटी बिफोर लॉ, इक्वल प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ द लॉ, कानून के आगे सब समान, कानून की प्रक्रिया सबके लिए समान। तो जो रिलीफ, चाहे राहुल गांधी हो, तीस्ता सेडलवाड हो, या इवन प्राइम मिनिस्टर हो, उनको जो कानून के सामने जो रिलीफ उनको मिल सकता है, ये कॉमन मैन को क्यों नहीं मिल सकता? हमने कहा, सरकार के भी समझ में आया। 4 दिन पहले स्पेशल पोर्टल तैयार किया, अमित शाह जी ने उसका ओपनिंग किया, सहारा के फर्स्ट फेज में 5000 करोड़ लौटाने का, ये फर्स्ट सक्सेस, ये तो फर्स्ट स्टेज है, टोटल 60,000 करोड़ से ज्यादा लौटाने वाले। और उन्होंने कहा स्पीच में, आप हमारा कल का इंटरव्यू देख लेना, एक भी व्यक्ति का एक भी पैसा नहीं रोका जाएगा, सबको पूरे उनका पैसा मिलेगा, ठीक है। सेकंड स्टेज, परसों के दिन अग्रवाल जी के कंप्लेंट पे माननीय राष्ट्रपति जी ने ऑर्डर किया, उनके ऑफिस से ऑर्डर होकर जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट के चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया थे JS खेर, ये मामले के मेन आरोपी, उनके ऊपर FIR रजिस्ट्रेशन का जो प्रेयर था, वो ऑर्डर दिया दिल्ली पुलिस को, टेक एप्रोप्रिएट एक्शन। तो ये जो है ना, जैसा शुरू में हमने जब किया था काम, जब हमने यहाँ पर कोर्ट में लड़ाई लड़ ली थी, तो हमारे साथ में खड़े रहने वाले उपाध्याय सर जहाँ साहब थे, बाकी लोग डर गए थे, मतलब आने को तैयार नहीं थे रोशन दौली के समय। आज ये है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट में कंटेम्प्ट का विषय चला, तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट के 200 लॉयर ऑन रिकॉर्ड हमारी तरफ से। तो ये क्या है कि हम तो अकेले ही चले थे जाने में, मंजिल बगैर लोग जुड़ते गए, कारवां बनता गया। तो इस देश में अच्छे लोगों की कमी नहीं है, सबके दिल में अन्याय के प्रति मतलब लड़ने की भावना है, आक्रोश है। सही लीडरशिप नहीं मिल पा रही है, सही जगह उनको सही फोरम नहीं मिल पा रहा है। तो अभी ऐसा ही सब मिलके जैसा लड़ना शुरू करेंगे तो ये काम होते जाएगा। और ख्याल में रखना, किसी एक का भी एक का हुआ किसी का कि इसके ऊपर अन्याय हो रहा है, जैसा उस दिन उपाध्याय ने बोल दिया उस जज को हाईकोर्ट में, हाउ यू आर बिहेविंग द जूनियर, मतलब इनके खुद से कुछ नहीं था इनको, बोले मैं तब से देख रहा हूँ आप जूनियर के साथ कैसा बिहेव कर रहे हो। तो वो डर गए थोड़े से, जूनियर भी खुश हो गए। तो इस तरह से दूसरे पे अन्याय जो हो रहा है उसके लिए भी अगर हम एक दूसरे को मदद करना शुरू करेंगे तो ऐसे में न्याय जल्दी मिलना शुरू होगा। तो थोड़ा आपको ये सोचना जरूरी है, नहीं तो क्या होगा, आप मैं बार बार कहता हूँ हल्ला बोल मूवी देख लो। अगर सपोज मैं जज हूँ, मेरा पावर बढ़ता जा रहा है, मैं क्या कहूँगा, पहले इसके खिलाफ मैं ऑर्डर करूँगा, देख लिया अच्छा लोग कुछ बोलते नहीं क्या, फिर इसके खिलाफ करूँगा, फिर तो हमारा बिजनेस बन जाएगा ना। जैसा सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बोला, जजेस शुड नॉट थिंक इन टर्म्स व्हाट प्लीजेस द प्रिंस हैज द कोर्स ऑफ द लॉ। क्योंकि लहरी राजा की तरह जज काम नहीं कर सकता, उसको लॉ के दायरे में काम करना है। तो ये वर्ड का बोलना पड़ा सुप्रीम कोर्ट को, जब इलाहाबाद हाई कोर्ट के शुक्ला जज ये करप्शन में पकड़े जाते हैं, उसके ऊपर सुप्रीम कोर्ट के तब के सीजीआई दीपक मिश्रा के ऊपर एफआईआर का लोग चिल्लाते हैं, तो तब लोगों का गुस्सा शांत करने के लिए ये 4 वर्ड लिख देने का ऑर्डर इस तरह से बेवकूफ बनाने के काम चलते हैं। लेकिन जस्टिस कृष्णा अय्यर ने जो कहा था, यू कैन फूल some of the people some of the time but cannot fool all of the people all of the time। एक आदमी को 10 आदमी मिलकर बेवकूफ बना सकते हैं, 10 आदमी को एक आदमी बेवकूफ बना सकता है, लेकिन आप उसी जनता को बार बार बेवकूफ नहीं बना सकते। तो ये जो करप्ट सुप्रीम कोर्ट जजेस हो गए या करप्ट जो भी ये सिस्टम के लोग होंगे, ये जितने जल्दी सुधर जाए इनके लिए अच्छा है, नहीं तो इनका जो हाल होगा वो मैं ना बोलूं तो ही ठीक है क्योंकि मैं बहुत गुस्से को कंट्रोल करता हूँ, गुस्सा बहुत आता है, आंखी के सामने मैं देखता हूँ। लेकिन हमको हमारे एक मित्र है वकील, उन्होंने बहुत अच्छी सलाह दी थी, ये पार्टियों ने गुस्सा किया, मौका देख के थोड़ा कभी कभी गुस्सा पी लेने का। मनु भाई पटेल जी का है
I am determined to fight against the corrupt judiciary. Judiciary is the most corrupt organ of this country.
Yes, yes. तो मेरी सलाह यही है कि मनु भाई जैसे जो भी जोशपूर्ण लोग हैं, जोश में होश नहीं खोने का, जरूरत पड़ी गुस्सा पी लेने का, ये लोग अपने को 100 मौके देंगे। हमारा उपाध्याय जस्टिस रेवती मोहिते डेरे सिटिंग जज, ये कई मैटर में करप्शन शो था इनका, हम बोल नहीं पा रहे थे, क्यों? हम मौके की तलाश में थे। अभी चंदा कोचर के मैटर में हमने इनके फाइल हमने जमा किया, कितने दिन जमा किया पता है क्या? 5 साल तक। 5 साल के बाद अभी केस डाला, अभी वो बोल नहीं पा रहे उनके पास जवाब नहीं, उनके बाद चीफ जस्टिस गंगापुरवाला साहब ने बेंच चार्ज निकाल दिया। इनका कैसा है, चंदा कोचर है, उस पे 409 आईपीसी का सेक्शन है, तो जिसमें लाइफ की सजा है, तब 3700 करोड़ का घोटाला है, तो इनको क्या हो जाता है कि तब बेहोशी में चल जाते हो, 409 सेक्शन भूल जाते हैं, हाँ, तो नहीं सब लॉ याद आ जाते, फिर इंटरनेशनल लॉ, ह्यूमन राइट्स, ये सब याद आ जाते हैं, और ऑर्डर में लिखते हैं कि केवल 7 साल की सजा है। अभी 409 में 7 साल की सजा कब से हुई पता ही नहीं मुझे। फिर अभी जब हमने पिटीशन डाला, खुद उपाध्याय साहब उस पर लीडिंग काउंसिल है, आज सीबीआई और सरकार ने तो कंसीडर किया है, लेकिन आज तक उनके तरफ से जो स्पॉन्सर्ड चमचे जो भी वकील लोग आ रहे थे, खुद जवाब नहीं है, सिर्फ रिटोरिक्स, स्ट्रॉन्ग फैलेसी। तो ये इनको आप अच्छे से समझ लो, सिर्फ आप एक काम करना जो जिसमें वो लोग सक्सेस होते हैं। अभी मैं मेरा कंक्लूड करता हूँ कि आप ना इनके ये चक्कर में मत आना कि मैं मोदी समर्थक हूँ या मैं मोदी विरोधक हूँ, मैं कांग्रेस का हूँ या मैं बीजेपी का हूँ, मैं हिंदू हूँ या मैं मुसलमान हूँ, मैं हायर कास्ट हूँ या मैं लोअर कास्ट, ये चक्कर में कभी मत आना। हम इंसान हैं। जो करप्शन कर रहा है, अत्याचार कर रहा है, वो हमारा दुश्मन है, कास्ट देखने की नहीं, पार्टी देखने की नहीं। ये लाइन पे अगर आप लड़ना चालू करोगे, इनकी दुकानदारी बंद। बस इतना ही है मेरा आज का आपको जो शॉर्ट में कहना है। और आपको ये मैं क्या है, विषय बहुत बड़ा है, समय कम है। जिन जिन लोगों को अगर लगता है इसमें कुछ और मार्गदर्शन चाहिए, आप इंडियन बार की वेबसाइट पे जाइए, कुछ लगा तो वहाँ पर ईमेल लिख दीजिए कि जिनको बुक चाहिए। सवाल जवाब मैं दे नहीं सकता, आई एम ओवरबर्डन। फरवरी 2024 तक हमारे अपॉइंटमेंट फुल है, तो हमने केस लेना अभी बंद किया, 6 महीने तक कोई नया केस नहीं। लेकिन जिन जो भी कॉमन मैन को, हमारा भी समाज पे दायित्व है, इसी समाज से हम आए हैं, जिन जिन लोगों को लगता है वो नया मेरा जो परजुरी का बुक है, सॉफ्ट कॉपी आपको मिल जाएगी, 2-1000 पेज कुछ है उसमें। आपके ऑलमोस्ट ऑल केसेस में जज ने गलत ऑर्डर किया तो कैसा चैलेंज कर लेगा, कई ग्राउंड्स है आपको पता नहीं रहते हैं। मतलब एक ही लाइन में बताता हूँ, अगर आपने रिटर्न आर्गुमेंट दिया और जज ने उसके पॉइंट लिखा ही नहीं ऑर्डर में, तो आपको मालूम है गलत है, लेकिन उसको गलत को अगर आप केस लॉ में लिख दोगे, केस लॉ क्या कहता है कामी जेट्टी का, कि ये दिस इज जुडिशियल डिसऑनेस्टी ऑन द पार्ट ऑफ द जज, सच ऑर्डर हैज टू बी सेट असाइड। आप केस लॉ दोगे आपका 2 मिनट में काम हो जाएगा। इट इज अ परवर्स ऑर्डर, सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जजमेंट में आपका काम हो जाएगा। तो इस तरह से अगर आप लड़ना शुरू करोगे तो आपको सक्सेस जल्दी मिलेगा, और ये डिसऑनेस्ट जजेस को जरा जल्दी से जल्दी उनकी जो सही जगह है जेल, वहां पर पहुंचाने में मदद हो।
Thank you so much, Nilesh sir. This means a lot. Every single word that you uttered, I'm sure, has enlightened us through and through. With this, I'd like to make the vote of thanks. To mark an end to this wonderful afternoon that we have all enjoyed thoroughly, I'd like to conclude by just quoting a few words that I had thought after this entire very interesting session that we had of the whole of afternoon. To thank, first of all, I'd like to thank the natural laws from which, on the basis of which the fundamental laws of this country and any other country are formed. These natural laws are not derived through any legislation or any international organization coming and telling these are your natural laws. These natural laws are derived from the very essence of an individual's being, and no power contrary to that can take this away or extinguish it. With that, I'd like to thank every single person who has been a part of this event. I'd like to thank the panelists for taking out time from their very busy schedules. A loud round of applause. I'd like to thank the organizers of this event. I'd like to thank Advocate Partho Sarkar, who was the host of this event, who is not here anymore. He's gone for his other errands. I'd like to thank every single one of the staff which has been helping us. I'd like to thank the people who gave us wonderful food today. I'd also like to thank the cameraman. I'd like to thank the people who helped us electronically for giving me this beautiful mic that I could speak to you to. And with this, I'd like to thank you all for your patience. I'd like to also thank you for every single thing that you contributed in this session, and I'll be happy to look forward to meeting you again. And to mark an end to this evening, I'll just do this. Thank you everyone, you've been lovely.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा, तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे, गाहे तव जय गाथा, जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे। भारत माता की जय, वंदे मातरम।
Thank you so much everyone. This is Advocate Sarkar.